Okay, so, here we go. So the hunter hat skin. This will apply to any of your items, any of your helmets. So there we go. Now it will disappear. Um, in order to get it back, you'll get I think you get a new one when you die, or if this item breaks, there's a possibility of getting a new one. But we're not going to have a hide helmet for a little while, so we'll just leave it on this one for now. We are carrying a little more than a few things that we don't need, like metal. Right now, we're not going to need any metal. I could drop those for now, but we'll hang on to them. Okay, so we have some clothes. We have our pickaxe. We do not have a spear yet. We do have our campfire going, and here in a little bit, maybe we'll have some meat. Maybe we'll go kill a couple brothers of these guys and get us some meat to cook. We've kind of gotten most of the new beginnings stuff out of the way. The things that you really need to know to survive. One thing you really have to understand that you're not going to see here is that it gets really dark. It gets cold and it gets hot, and you have to be able to, um, you know, survive. It's Ark Survival Evolved. You have to be able to survive those things. We're going to look at making ourselves a house. We're going to go ahead and chop this. You'll see you get a lot, especially with the 10 times gathering, you get a lot of thatch and a lot of, not as much wood, but at least a lot of thatch out of the smaller trees. I'm not really sure why, but even the larger trees don't get as much thatch as the smaller ones. Alright, so we'll head back this direction. Actually, can we find ourselves a little dodo? There's a Dilophosaurus over there, like a small little raptor looking creature. Alright, let's see. There's that Sarco. What is... Oh, no. Oh, he may be stuck on a tree, too. Yep, looks like he might be stuck on a tree. That's good for us. Alright, let's get us a little more flint. A little more stone. We'll get us some more fiber and berries. There's no way early on to just get fiber or just get berries. You'll find at a later time that there are some ways to just get berries, just get fiber, just get stone, etc. But early on, it's kind of a free-for-all. You get everything all at once. Alright, as you can see in the bottom left corner, you kind of have a status window. It tells you any ailments or anything affecting your character. Right now, we are burdened or overburdened. You can look at your weight here and see 94.3 out of 110. So it's just slowing us down. It's not stopping us, but it is slowing us down. So what you can do is you can add more weight, like this. And we can try to learn. Let's learn the thatch foundation while we're here. And let's learn the walls. And we'll come back and learn the doorway and the ceiling and things like that here in a few. And always keep in mind whenever you're watching this video that this is much faster of a process on this server because of the increased gathering rates and XP gain and everything. On a normal server, it will not be this fast, so you have to be a little patient. All right, let's see what we can create. All right, we can create us a couple spears. We can create us a thatch foundation. Let's go ahead and create 4. Make us a little bit bigger of a hut here. We still need hide to make us our shoes and our gloves. All right, let's just make all 3 of these spears. We're Spears do have a tendency to break, so you'll always want a backup available until you can make something a little sturdier. Okay, so we've increased our health, our stamina, we put 2 points in weight, food and water, movement speed, fortitude. I'm just really not sold on fortitude, that it really helps a whole lot. Fortitude supposedly helps you with the heat and the cold, but I haven't seen it, so I don't really want to put much into that. So let's go back to health. We'll put that in. All right, let's get us our door frame. Let's get us a roof, and let's get us a door. There we go. All right, we can make a door. We can't make the door frame and such yet, but let's just work on the pieces we already have. So you'll get to see a little bit of the building mechanics, similar to how we placed the campfire earlier. We're going to place the foundations, the thatch foundations. Now, thatch foundations, or pretty much anything, you can place them underwater and such. You just have to obviously understand that you're gonna be cold if you're in the water. You don't want to have your sleeping bed in the water, things like that. So we'll put it out here on the edge. So can we squat down? There we go. Kind of see what we're looking at. Let's go right here. There we go. And again, I want to stress that the graphics are extremely low compared to what you'll be seeing. So all of this will look so much better if you have the graphics on high. I just don't want to tax my computer, and I don't want to have to, worry about, the video being, choppy or, something like that while I'm trying to create the video for you guys to introduce you to Ark. So I want it to look good for you guys. Okay, so we have our thatch foundation, a little 2x2 hut going here. We are low on materials, not thatch obviously, but it looks like we're probably low on wood. We'll go here. As you can see, we need 8 thatch, 6 wood. We only have 1 wood. So what we need is wood, and we have something better to be able to gather wood with if we learned it, but we didn't. That is the hatchet. So let's just come and punch a few trees. Well, we'll use it. We'll use this. We're gonna get more thatch than we want. We'll go ahead and we'll always have room for thatch. Encumbered again. All right, let's go ahead. With the thatch items, it doesn't work the way it does with the wood and such, but with thatch, as you create the items, you'll notice my weight is currently 103.5 out of 120. Let me create this door frame, and look at our weight. It goes down to 100, but then it goes back up to 106. So it takes the items out of your inventory, it crafts it, but then it puts the item in your inventory and it weighs more. With wood and stone and other building materials, metal, you'll find that is the opposite. Once you build something, it is normally lighter than the materials combined. Unfortunately, with thatch, it's just not that way. Alright, so we're going to mosey our way over here really slowly since we're encumbered. Alright. So we've got ourselves a thatch doorway. We're going to pop that in place here. Let's put it, we'll put it there, maybe here. We'll put it here. There we go. Alright, let's see what else we can build. Build us some thatch walls. So how many thatch walls are we going to need? We're going to need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 thatch walls. Do we have enough? Craftables. We do. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And we can go ahead and make us a door. And I don't like, I prefer to have I don't like having the one high buildings. I prefer two high. So I may, yeah, we'll just go ahead and craft all of these walls and we'll stack them too high, just to give us a little more room. And we'll find in a little while, whenever we go to create storage items, we're going to need that too high space in order to get to one of our storage containers. Just a little preparing for the future, I guess you'd say. And there actually is a crafting speed down in the bottom right corner. You'll see there's a crafting speed stat. You can increase your crafting speed. Obviously, that's probably more in PvP. That may be helpful. Like if you're crafting arrows or something like that. But for our purposes, there's no need to waste points on that. Okay, let's put these down here. Put these right here. Alright, we'll start popping some walls on. Alright, and you'll notice there's multiple snap points here. It's not gonna, go perfect every time. So you may want to maneuver yourself to get into the right position to put your wall in place. Alright, we don't have enough, but we're gonna go ahead and start. So we'll need 2 more walls here eventually. And let's pop our door in place. Ta-da! E opens and closes the door. And we have our thatch hut being made. Alright. It's a good start, guys. Let's go ahead and grab us a little more wood. We have a level. Let me check something real quick. No, we haven't quite leveled. Let's go ahead and get this level. Punch a couple more trees. Get us another level. There we go. We're going to give ourselves some stam. And we're going to go ahead and get the hatchet, because we're going to eventually need to know the hatchet. Alright, 6 more points. What do we want? The water scan would be helpful, but we are close to water right now, so maybe not necessary at this point. There's a storage box. That may be helpful. We'll probably get that in a little bit. I think what I want to go for is, if we could get the bed, I'd get the bed, but let's go for the slingshot. We'll show you the next level of taming with the slingshot. Okay, let's do this. First of all, let's create us a hatchet. The hatchet, as you'll find, will gather lots of wood out of the trees, whereas the primitive stone pick gathered lots of thatch. Oh, we might want to equip these somewhere. There we go. Now we got us a spear. Matter of fact, sorry, Miss Dodo, we're going to go ahead and make us some dinner. Alright, so also, as we stated earlier, with the pick, you're going to gather more meat and less hide from dead bodies. With the axe, you would gather more hide and less meat. So right now, we just want some meat. So we're going to hit it a few times. Alright, there we go. We got us 28 hide, 26 meat. That's very high, obviously, with the gather rates being high. That does apply to dinosaurs as well. So what we're going to do, we're going to come down here and we're going to put some meat on the fire. Put us 20 there. And let's just put a stack of thatch in there and we'll light it. There you go. So we're just going to cook us some meat. That's a turtle. It's like, what is that? Okay. So back to the grind. What do we need? What do we need, guys? Maybe, we need a couple more walls and our roofs. 4 roofs, 2 walls. We can do that. We also need to make our slingshot. Here, let's grab some mega wood. There we go. As you'll see, is reversed. Now I'm getting more wood, less four. 1, 2, 3, 4 of these guys. We need 2 of these guys. We now have some leather. So we're going to make us a sleeping bag. Uh-oh. Oh, there we go. Okay. Make us a sleeping bag. Now the sleeping bag will, as it says here, it's a single-use respawn point, only used by me. Whereas the bed, which we'll get to later, will be multi-use. You can use it many times as you need. There is a cooldown on it though, which sometimes can cause problems if you're, um, in a fight for your life, to try and get a certain item or get your inventory items off your body or something. You don't want to have to die multiple times, because then you'll end up, um, you'll end up, not being able to spawn fast enough. So, but we'll get to that later. But let's go ahead and make us one sleeping bag. Oh, and there, that one, our hide for the for our boots and our gloves. So at least now we have our sleeping bag. Can we move? Are we too heavy?